If you watch him play for 10 minutes, the flaws seem obvious. He complains constantly, he throws his hands in the air when teammates miss his runs, and he gives the ball away repeatedly, forcing high-risk passes through microscopic gaps that end up safely with the opposition. Pundits have spent years dissecting this exhausting body language. Back when he played in Italy for Udinese, his own mentor, Antonio Di Natale, laid it out perfectly to the press. He said, "He irritates me because he's very young and has more ability than any of us, but sometimes he drifts through games." But the aesthetic noise hides a sharp contrast in his data. This polarizing player has proven himself to be the most durable, heavily relied upon creative engine in modern Premier League history. This bar chart compares the total competitive minutes played by Europe's elite midfielders since the start of 2020. Look at the outlier on the far right. Across all non-goalkeepers in world football, nobody has spent more time on the pitch. In May of 2026, the English football media voted him the FWA Footballer of the Year. He secured 45% of the vote, becoming the first Manchester United player to receive the award since Wayne Rooney in 2010. The chaos, the dropped shoulders, and the frustrating turnovers are the byproduct of his output. They are the strict biological exhaust of a player wired to attempt the impossible, over and over, until it breaks the opposing defense. To understand his specific brand of intensity, you have to go back to Maia, a working-class town north of Porto. His family couldn't afford the commute to FC Porto's training grounds. Instead, a smaller club named Boa Vista sent a white minibus every day to ferry him to practice. That small logistical favor kept his career alive. He was obsessed from the beginning. Sharing a cramped bedroom with his older brother Ricardo, he would talk in his sleep the night before a big match, muttering, "Pass, shoot," into his pillow. He built his resilience through severe, isolating trials. At 17, he moved to Italy alone, banned from speaking English so he would learn Italian faster. Years later at Sporting CP, 50 ultras stormed the training ground, beating players and staff with belts and sticks. He suffered injuries in the attack, then went out the following weekend to play in the cup final. This top-down visualization maps out exactly how he leverages that intense survival instinct on the pitch. Operating as a high-volume number 10, he scans the field continuously. Notice the light beam effect here. He is reading the defense before the ball reaches his feet. This explains the turnovers. Watch him bypass 3 safe sideways passes, choosing to force the ball into a congested penalty area instead. Most players take the safe route to preserve their pass completion stats. He is willing to fail on 10 consecutive attacks if he knows the 11th attempt will split the defense and win the match. That relentless drive was tested in the summer of 2025. Al Hilal arrived with a package that included a transfer fee of roughly £100 million. For the player, they offered to nearly triple his £250,000 a week salary. The decision ultimately fell to his wife, Anna. When considering the immense financial windfall, she told him to put his professional priorities and legacy at United ahead of the money. He turned the Saudi offer down. The reward for staying was immediate professional turbulence. Under his former Sporting coach Ruben Amorim, he was shifted out of his natural number 10 role to accommodate a rigid 3-4-3 system. Often pushed deeper or out wide, his goal threat was muted. The results suffered. By January 2026, the team had slid toward 15th place in the table, resulting in Amorim's dismissal. Yet, amidst the failure, he publicly backed the manager and reaffirmed his refusal to abandon the club. He told the media he would stay until the club explicitly told him to leave. His loyalty is an extension of his competitive obsession. He refuses to walk away from a chaotic situation until he has solved it. In January 2026, Michael Carrick took charge and restored his captain to the free number 10 role. By removing the tactical restrictions, Carrick allowed the creative engine to run at full capacity. With his positioning fixed, his statistical output exploded. On March 15th, he recorded 2 assists against Aston Villa. That performance surpassed David Beckham's club record of 15 assists in a single Premier League season. He didn't stop at the club record. By the end of the campaign, he set up Brian Mbeumo against Nottingham Forest for his 20th assist of the season. That number tied the all-time Premier League single-season record of Thierry Henry and Kevin De Bruyne. Along the way, he hit another milestone, reaching 200 total goal involvements for Manchester United. He became the second fastest player in the history of the club to hit that mark. These numbers effectively ended the aesthetic debates. You can critique the body language and the high-risk profile, but it is impossible to argue with chance creation operating at a historically elite volume. Even the loudest critics have started to walk back their early complaints. The arm-waving and referee lectures are increasingly recognized as the actions of a fiercely demanding leader who refuses to let standards slip. Roy Keane, a man entirely allergic to excuses on a football pitch, conceded the point publicly. After watching the captain drag the team through consecutive cup runs, Keane admitted, "I've been critical of Bruno over the years, but I've been proven wrong. His leadership was outstanding." That leadership produced tangible results. He lifted the 2023 Carabao Cup to end the club's longest trophy drought since 1983, and followed it up by assisting the clinching goal in the 2024 FA Cup final. His influence scales internationally, too. In the 2025 UEFA Nations League final against Spain, he played the full 120 minutes, took the armband when Cristiano Ronaldo went off injured, varied his penalty in the shootout, and secured another major title for his country. He proves that effective leadership is rarely quiet, and creative genius is almost never clean. It is messy, it is high risk, and it relies on a player who is willing to absorb immense frustration to secure his place in the record books.